Imagine walking into a Ford showroom in 2027. You look around. Mustangs, trucks, electric vehicles. Everything looks modern. Then suddenly, the lights go off. The room becomes completely silent. A single spotlight turns on, and sitting underneath it is a car nobody expected to see again. A tall, elegant body, round headlights, a classic silhouette, and one legendary name on the front, Model T. For a moment, it looks like history has come back to life, but then the lights turn on, and you realize this isn't the Model T your grandfather remembered. This is what happens when one of the most important cars in automotive history is imagined for the future. Welcome back to Motor Show Plus. Today we're exploring a future-inspired vision of the 2027 Ford Model T, a modern interpretation of the car that changed the world. And this story is bigger than just one vehicle, because the original Model T wasn't simply a car. It changed how people moved. It changed how cars were manufactured, and it helped make personal transportation accessible to millions. The original Model T entered production in 1908 and remained in production until 1927, with more than 15 million built. Its mass production approach became one of the defining stories of the automobile age. Now imagine Ford taking that history and asking one enormous question: what would a Model T look like if Henry Ford could see the future? Start with the front. Forget the old metal body and mechanical headlights. Imagine a modern interpretation with a tall, recognizable grille, round LED headlights inspired by the original design, a smooth hood, and a clean body that mixes vintage proportions with modern aerodynamics. The idea wouldn't be to copy the original Model T. It would be to recognize it. One glance, and you'd immediately understand where the inspiration came from. Move around to the side. Imagine large classic-style wheels hiding modern technology underneath. The roof could remain upright, the windows could be large, the doors could have simple shapes, but every surface would be engineered for the modern world. Lightweight materials, improved aerodynamics, modern safety structures, and a completely new platform underneath. Then comes the biggest change, the engine. The original Model T used a simple 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing around 20 horsepower. A 2027 interpretation obviously couldn't use the same technology, so imagine something completely different: electric power, instant torque, no traditional engine noise, no complicated mechanical controls, just one pedal, and the car moves. Imagine pressing the accelerator. The electric motor responds instantly, the vehicle rolls forward smoothly, and suddenly, the oldest name in Ford history becomes part of the electric future. But here's where it gets interesting. Ford's real modern Model T moment is tied to its new affordable electric vehicle strategy and universal EV platform, including the Fathom electric pickup planned for production in 2027. So a future Model T revival could represent something much bigger than nostalgia. It could represent affordable technology. The same basic philosophy that made the original Model T revolutionary could return in a completely different form. Simple, affordable, mass market, and designed for ordinary people. Now imagine the interior. Open the door, and you're immediately looking at something completely different from the original. A clean dashboard, a digital instrument display, a central touchscreen, wireless smartphone connectivity, voice controls, modern climate control, and comfortable seats designed for everyday driving. But Ford could still leave little pieces of history everywhere. A steering wheel inspired by the original, vintage-style gauges, a small Model T logo, classic colors, and perhaps a startup animation showing the original Model T transforming into the modern version. That single moment could give the car an emotional identity, because nostalgia is powerful. People don't just remember cars, they remember the moments connected to them. Their grandparents, their first family road trip, old photographs, small-town streets, the sound of an old engine, the smell of an old garage. A modern Model T could turn all of those memories into something new. Now imagine the exterior colors. Instead of only black, Ford could offer deep green, cream, dark blue, burgundy, and a modern interpretation of classic black. Imagine one parked beside a 1920s Model T. The old one looks tiny, mechanical, simple. The new one looks futuristic. But the connection is obvious. One changed the past, the other represents the future. Now imagine the driving experience. You sit down, press the start button. There is no engine vibration, no exhaust note, just silence. You select drive, the car begins moving. The steering is light, the ride is smooth, and the electric motor provides instant response. It's almost strange. You're driving a car inspired by one of the oldest famous automobiles, yet the experience feels completely modern. And that's exactly what could make the concept so fascinating. Now imagine Ford making a performance version, maybe a Model T GT, a lower roof, larger wheels, more powerful electric motors, sportier suspension, and a much more aggressive body. It would sound crazy, but that's the point. Imagine pulling up beside a modern sports car. The other driver looks over, sees the Model T shape, smiles. Then the light turns green. The electric motor launches the car forward, and suddenly, nobody is laughing. That's the kind of surprise a modern Model T could create. But perhaps Ford wouldn't need to make it extremely fast. Maybe the real goal would be affordability. A simple EV that ordinary families could actually buy. Easy to manufacture, easy to maintain, efficient, practical, and recognizable. That would be much closer to the spirit of the original Model T, because Henry Ford wasn't trying to build the most expensive car. He wanted to make automobile ownership accessible to a huge number of people. That philosophy is exactly why the Model T became so important. Now imagine the future version doing the same thing with electric mobility, a lower-cost EV, simple manufacturing, fewer unnecessary components, efficient production, and technology that doesn't feel complicated. Ford's new universal EV strategy is already focused on reducing complexity and manufacturing costs, with the company describing it as a new Model T moment. So perhaps the real Model T revival isn't about bringing back the exact shape. Maybe it's about bringing back the idea. Make the technology cheaper, make production smarter, make transportation more accessible, and build something ordinary people actually want. Now imagine the final reveal. The camera moves through a dark Ford factory. Robotic arms move around the vehicle. Battery packs are installed. The body comes together. The final wheel is attached. The lights switch on, and the car rolls forward. The screen shows two images, one from 1908, one from 2027. Then a simple message appears. The future remembers the past. That would be the perfect ending, because the Model T isn't famous because it was beautiful. It isn't famous because it was fast. It became legendary because it changed what a car could mean to ordinary people. And that's the challenge for any modern interpretation. Don't simply recreate the shape, recreate the impact. But here's the important part. The 2027 Ford Model T shown in this video is a future-inspired concept, not an officially confirmed production vehicle. Ford has not announced a production 2027 Model T revival. The company's actual current Model T moment refers to its new affordable EV strategy, including the Fathom electric pickup planned for 2027. So now I want to hear from you. If Ford really brought the Model T name back, would you want a classic-looking electric car? A modern family car? A small, affordable EV? Or a completely wild performance version? And here's the biggest question. Would you actually buy one? Tell us in the comments. Because sometimes the future doesn't need a completely new idea. Sometimes, it needs to remember an old one. The original Model T helped put millions of people behind the wheel. A future interpretation could try to do something similar for electric mobility. Different technology, different world, different generation, but the same basic dream, a car for the people. And maybe that's why the Model T name still matters after all these years. Because legends don't always need to stay in museums. Sometimes, they just need a new road. Thanks for watching Motor Show Plus. If you love classic cars, Ford history, American automotive legends, future cars, EVs and nostalgic automotive stories, subscribe. Because the next great automotive comeback could be hiding inside the oldest name